Hello and welcome to Life of a Diplomat. I'm Ainur Imangali. Our guest today is a proud representative of her country who has set out a clear plan to enhance bilateral economic cooperation through a range of mechanisms and instruments, including, of course, cultural diplomacy. Having lived here in Astana for a year, she is amazed by the many similarities that exist between Kazakhstan and Venezuela. Joining me today is the ambassador of Venezuela to Kazakhstan, Rosalba Lo Bue Antico. Let's get started.
Although we may seem geographically distant, we are now closer than ever. We have significant opportunities for cooperation. With the support of Kazakhstan, we can count on highly qualified training and research services for the Venezuelan oil industry. Venezuela wishes to offer Kazakhstan access to an international port in Venezuela and to bring logistics and international transportation closer, not only by sea, but also by air.
Hello, Madam Ambassador.
Hello, thank you.
Yes, thank you for sharing your time with us and welcome to the program Life of a Diplomat.
Thank you so much for the interview and welcome to the embassy.
Let's go. Caracas or Astana?
Caracas.
Arepa or Kazakh meat?
Kazakh meat.
Tepuy or steppe?
Tepuy.
Aval Mountain or Baytirek Tower?
Baytirek Tower.
Oh. Joropo or Dombra?
Joropo.
Angel Falls or Charin Canyon?
Ángel, Salto Ángel.
Carnival or Nauris?
Carnival.
Orinoco River or Caspian Sea?
Orinoco River.
Llanos or Kazakh steppes?
Kazakh steppes.
What is the main similarity between Venezuela and Kazakhstan?
People.
And what is the main difference?
Climate.
Madam Ambassador, thank you very much for sharing your time with us today. Let us discuss very important topics of bilateral cooperation, of economic and political cooperation between our countries. But first of all, let me ask you, how would you describe the current state of Venezuela, Kazakhstan bilateral relations in today's global geopolitical climate?
Thank you very much for this opportunity to be here on your channel and to address the audience of Kazakhstan. Indeed, at this moment, diplomatic relations between Venezuela and Kazakhstan are undergoing a process of growth, renewal, and reactivation within the current geopolitical context. Yes, I would like to mention that at this time, on a global scale, there is a transformation taking place within the framework of geopolitics, particularly concerning sovereignty and the self-determination of peoples around the world. This is largely due to the emergence of new development corridors of the 21st century.
Talking about strengthening and promoting, for example, multilateral dialogue in South-South cooperation, how does Venezuela see its role in this process? And again, how does Venezuela see its perspectives of cooperation with countries of Central Asia? With this region?
In Venezuela, ever since President Hugo Chavez Frias led the Bolivarian Revolution, we have always said that our north is the south. And of course, within the framework of South-South cooperation, South America, Venezuela in particular, is located in a geostrategic position of great interest in the north of the South American continent. In the same way, Kazakhstan holds a geostrategic and geopolitical position as a key strategic leader in Central Asia. In this rise of South-South cooperation, we also see the emergence of BRICS. It is therefore very important, with such a broad vision, to understand another major integration project, the 21st Century Belt and Road Initiatives, in which Kazakhstan plays a strategic role in the region. That is why we say that, although we may seem geographically distant, we are now closer than ever. This is the vision being implemented by President Nicolas Maduro Moros in his first year of the 2025-2031 presidential term, following his recent electoral victory.
Yes, it's just leading me to the next question about the importance of economic cooperation, sustainable development cooperation. We know that Venezuela has rich experience in energy and natural resource management. And what opportunities do you think exist here in this sector or other sectors for economic cooperation between our states?
At this moment, in the context of energy cooperation, we are referring to the oil, gas, and petrochemical industries. It is also important to understand that Venezuela possesses large reserves, the largest proven oil reserves in the world. Kazakhstan also holds a privileged position as the leading reserve in Central Asia. We have significant opportunities for cooperation and a mutually beneficial win-win relationship. Venezuela as a member of OPEC and OPEC+, and Kazakhstan as a member of OPEC+, can cooperate in various fields within the framework of international dialogue and multilateral platforms. Venezuela is currently undergoing a transformation of its oil industry, aiming at the recovery and restoration of the entire national productive capacity. We are fully confident that, with the support of Kazakhstan, we can count on highly qualified training and research services for the Venezuelan oil industry.
Yes, and you've mentioned transformation goals is very important, and today we're talking more about sustainability, meeting sustainable goals when we produce, for example, natural resources. So how do you see Venezuela's development principles align with Kazakhstan's economic modernization and sustainability agendas? Again, here in this sector, for example, if we talk about energy sector.
Yes, we must understand that both countries have adopted and aligned their national development plans with the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. This alignment, of course, brings our interests closer, as we're all working under the same Agenda 2030. However, we are not only speaking about the energy sector, oil, gas, or petrochemicals. We are also referring to other mineral resources, such as rare earth elements or even uranium, of which Venezuela also has abundant untapped reserves. Kazakhstan has extensive experience. Just as Kazakhstan does, we can align our visions as we share strategic outlooks. And now we must all work together toward a common goal that benefits both nations and other countries around the world.
Now, let me ask you another question. You just mentioned the importance of cooperation, not like bilateral cooperation, but also like interregional cooperation. And I'm interested in how you envision Venezuela's engagement, diplomatical engagement in multilateral or interregional forums that include Central Asia.
This integration mechanism also presents a great opportunity to cooperate with the integration mechanisms of the Central Asian region. This would also enable South-South cooperation between two regional blocs on more specific goods and projects. As our President Nicolás Maduro Moros has stated, Venezuela has a deep interest in establishing comprehensive strategic cooperation relations with Kazakhstan and Central Asia, promoting cooperation and complementarity.
Promoviendo la cooperación y la complementariedad.
Yes, we are talking on the one hand about bilateral cooperation as part of our bilateral agenda. Very recently, we held our first bilateral meeting between the Ministry of Higher Education of Venezuela and its Kazakh counterpart, the Ministry of Education, along with all affiliated and subordinate institutions. We aim to establish a comprehensive cooperation platform in the field of higher education, including a memorandum for establishing relations in the education sphere, mutual recognition and validation of academic degrees, of course, scholarships to promote academic mobility between our nations. This also involves cooperation agreements between universities in Venezuela and Kazakhstan, such as agricultural technical universities. We not only want to send Venezuelan students to Kazakhstan, but also welcome Kazakh students to our universities to deepen education and training through knowledge and experience exchange. This includes students, professors, academics, and researchers. In April, we launched the first Venezuelan Spanish language course at this public school. We also planted the first tree in the name of Venezuela. During the recent visit of Rosina Chavez, the daughter of President Commander Hugo Chavez Frias, she personally inaugurated the Venezuela section named after Hugo Chavez Frias in the school's library. Together with Rosina Chavez, we also had the opportunity to attend the opening ceremony of the 2025 Astana International Forum. Now, as classes resume in September, on the 1st of September, we hope to reopen these courses on Venezuelan Spanish and culture, not only at this school, but also at the National Academic Library of Kazakhstan.
Will it be free? Will it be accessible for all people who live here, or it will be just for students, or how do you see it?
Yes, all the activities carried out by the embassy, promoted by the Bolivarian government of Venezuela through its diplomatic mission, are completely free of charge, both at the school, which serves as our pilot institution, and now recently at the National Library of Kazakhstan. Furthermore, we had the opportunity to participate in the Astana International Book Fair. This event coincided with a very significant date, April 23rd, which has been declared by Kazakh President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev as the National Book Day. It is also recognized as the International Day of Book and the Spanish language. For us, this marked our first participation in a book fair. And what better symbol is there for unity among peoples than through culture, language, and literature? Our president and our Minister of Culture have extended an invitation to their Kazakh counterparts to participate in our international book fair in Venezuela next year, and of course in our international tourism fair as well. We hope to have an active Kazakh presence and participation in Venezuela.
Yeah, that is very exciting news. Thank you very much for all that insights that you've shared with us today on our bilateral and multilateral cooperation.
I would like to present to you this cacao. Our cacao is an aromatic variety known as pearled cacao.
It smells so good, like a chocolate.
Pero esto todavía no está procesado.
At this stage, it is still unprocessed. Producers harvest the cacao, extract the contents, and place them on a special surface to dry under the sun. Now, this second sample also represents cacao, a later phase in the process. We have significantly increased our national coffee production, and there is strong demand from many countries around the world for both our cacao and our coffee. Numerous companies are interested in purchasing them either in unripe or roasted form. We are aware that Kazakhstan is currently developing an extensive network of coffee houses throughout the country, and we are observing with great interest the growing coffee culture and increasing demand not only in Central Asia but also in Southeast Asia, and even more so in the Arab world. There are various types of coffee, but our primary variety is Arabica. Around 30% of Venezuela's national territory is dedicated to the cultivation and production of coffee. This is why we hope that Kazakhstan can become not only a consumer market for our products, but also a key platform for the distribution and commercialization of Venezuelan coffee and cacao across Central Asia and other regions of interest, such as Afghanistan. As another example, this type of fish is exported to some of our major trading partners, such as the United States and China. This demonstrates that despite the existence of so-called sanctions, there are pragmatic commercial relations and cooperation.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. It was very, very interesting. Yes, let us continue our conversation. Previously, we've discussed very important topics related to the bilateral and multilateral cooperation, regional cooperation between our nations, our countries. And I think one important issue that's left is logistics, right? So we're talking about connecting goods, right? And we're talking about logistics. And the potential of this sphere is really, really huge. So how do you foresee the cooperation in this sphere particularly?
Yes, this is very important. Venezuela wishes to offer Kazakhstan access to an international port in Venezuela and to bring logistics and international transportation closer, not only by sea, but also by air. We are also referring to our official airline, Conviasa, which currently operates a route from Caracas to Moscow, and we are seeking to establish a connecting air route from Moscow to Astana and Almaty. This would enable much easier and more direct travel, both for passengers and cargo, by air and by sea. We believe that maritime transportation holds great potential, particularly through the Trans-Caspian corridor that Kazakhstan is promoting within the framework of the Belt and Road Initiative. This is made possible thanks to the excellent relations we maintain with the allied countries that utilize and share this middle corridor.
And we also talked about economic zones, right? Special economic zones. How do you see it can enable, again, the economic growth of both nations?
Furthermore, the development of strategic relations or the twinning of special economic zones between Venezuela and Kazakhstan could foster strategic industrial and commercial partnerships between our two nations. We are especially interested in linking Venezuela's special economic zones with Kazakhstan's, for example, in Horgaz, in Turkestan, in Astana, in Almaty, and even in the Astana hub, which is a special economic zone focused on technology and artificial intelligence. There are tremendous opportunities for both countries to establish this kind of twinning, not only of zones, but also of companies and joint ventures.
Let us talk now about your diplomatic career. We know that you're an experienced diplomat. But first of all, let me ask you, what does it mean for you, both on personal and professional level, to represent your country here in Kazakhstan or abroad in general?
On a personal and professional level, this is a great responsibility to present and bring Venezuela here to Kazakhstan, to make Venezuela visible and to make it a part of the Kazakh people's awareness. It is a significant responsibility to open the doors and broaden the compass of political, cultural, humanitarian, diplomatic, economic, and commercial cooperation. Just a few days ago, Venezuelans here, after a year of presence, can now answer, where is Kazakhstan? Who is its president? What is its capital? And that is already a great achievement. Every day, more and more people in Kazakhstan are becoming interested in speaking Spanish, in traveling to Latin America, and that too is part of this great responsibility I carry. On a professional level, I can say that we are currently laying the solid foundations of cooperation between both nations. And on a personal level, it is a tremendous challenge for me especially, as this is my first mission as an ambassador to witness and foster the flourishing of relations between our two countries. I would also like to add that this work is not limited to Kazakhstan. Part of my personal and professional missions is also to promote Kazakhstan in Venezuela. Every step I take here in Kazakhstan, every diplomatic action is also shared and made visible in Venezuela through our media, our official channels, and our foreign ministry. Moreover, Venezuela regularly organizes various international congresses. At this moment, we are preparing to host a World Congress for Peace Among Nations. Through this process, I have had the opportunity to invite Kazakh journalists to Venezuela so they can not only understand our reality firsthand, but also connect more closely with the Venezuelan people. So this is truly a two-way effort, Venezuela in Kazakhstan and Kazakhstan in Venezuela. Today, Venezuela knows where Kazakhstan is, who its president is, that its capital is Astana, and the enormous potential that exists between both nations to be developed.
Yes, and tell us a little bit more about maybe your previous past and professional experiences that influence your current leadership here in Kazakhstan. Maybe it was like your experience is very diverse, so how it shaped and influenced the current position, current leadership here in this part of the world.
Firstly, I'm a journalist by profession. This is my original field. Over the years, I have held various roles, not only as a journalist or television presenter, but also as person in charge of promoting cultural and humanitarian cooperation during my missions at the embassies of Venezuela in Belarus and Russia, as the second secretary and director of the Latin American Cultural Center, Simón Bolívar. From these experiences, I acquired the tools necessary to promote cooperation, especially in the cultural and humanitarian spheres. Now, here in Kazakhstan, during this initial stage, I decided after careful study to begin with economic and commercial cooperation and diplomatic engagement. I have now moved into the next phase, cultural, humanitarian, and diplomatic cooperation. I believe that all areas of cooperation are necessary for continued progress, particularly given Kazakhstan's forward-looking vision.